I think all around what I'm hearing right now is the biggest challenges that companies are facing is progression through the funnel, and opportunities getting stuck. So I think companies are looking for ways of how they can be smart with their teams. And I think what Ben was talking about can work really well with the right process in place and the right infrastructure in place. And that aligns with the buyer journey. But companies have got to set their teams up in the right way. And I was actually thinking about this when I started as an SDR. I got sent on this generic sales training. There was reps from all different types of industries, and I remember the trainer kept saying, and the message was all about sell the meeting. And I think back to that now, and like it couldn't be further from the reality. We're not just trying to sell the meeting; we're really trying to understand challenges that buyers are going through and how a solution like the one that you're selling can really genuinely help them, because there is this increase on retention. So we're not just trying to sell something for the sake of selling it, we're trying to sell something to really add value. So I think in terms of what companies need to do, I think the handoff between the SDRs and AEs needs to be super tight here. And I've seen some confusion on this, like AEs will do the discovery call, but SDRs will join because they don't get compensated until they do join, or whether it's vague handoff notes or whatever you might have, or KPIs not being aligned to that. So I think, the handoff needs to be, very much in sync. The KPIs need to be aligned to this. So if your teams are comped on meetings booked, then there's not going to be a huge incentive for the SDR to actually run or join the discovery call. And then this is something that, I think there needs to be a huge focus on, and something that's very close to my heart is the actual enablement piece. So teaching your reps how to do discovery. And it's not just a list of questions, because you can hear when someone is trying to qualify you. The number of times I've had someone that I can feel like they're taking me through BANT and they're asking me, do I have a budget for this? So actually asking the right questions and asking thought-provoking questions. And this is understanding the difference between a pain question and an impact question. So if I'm a buyer and I say, oh, my team is spending too much time on prospecting, some reps will think, that's the pain. That's not a pain. The pain is the impact of, what does that mean that they can't be doing instead? Or what does that mean? What's the impact of them spending too much time on prospecting? I think with that, the SDRs need to understand the buyer personas and actually how they're all impacted differently. So a CFO pain is very different to a CHRO pain, and understanding the nuance between those and then being able to flex between the messaging. And then the last thing I think is understanding the dynamic between activity and output, meaningful output. So doubling the number of calls doesn't necessarily mean doubling the output. So really understanding what the dynamics are between that, I think, is really important.